I remember calling my husband and saying to him, I know this is going to be a big investment for us, but I think this could be a game changer in how we think about money, investing, finances, real estate, the business, our business, really keeping in mind that I wanted to start a strong real estate business that was really a business. And
which you have.
Yes.
Welcome to Life Changing Money, a podcast all about one of the most taboo topics in the world, money. I'm your host, Barbara Strehan, and we're going behind the scenes on business owners' journeys to money, success, and wealth. Let's get started.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of Life Changing Money. I am so excited to have my friend Melina Bradley here. Hello, and welcome to the show.
Thank you, Barbara. Thank you.
We just wrapped up like a whirlwind of 3 days.
Yeah, truth.
And I'm sure you thought you were coming for like a very strategy-heavy business retreat for the mastermind. So I'd love to hear your thoughts on the last few days.
Oh, the council has sort of been life-changing for me because it was outside of what we would normally do as a real estate agent. You know, you join a coaching group, people in your world. And I don't know what it was, but I was like, I really want to learn with high-level entrepreneurs and treat the business as a higher level business and be around that and understand it better. So the group itself has been amazing. You feel this sense of we all have gaps in our businesses and how we can help each other. So that's so rewarding to know that you could add value to people who you admire and look up to. And I just thought a lot of the personal stuff was a little shocking to me, only because when you go on a business retreat, you really expect to talk like money, strategy, finances, and not touch those personal elements of your life, but really understanding how it all impacts one another. It was great. It was fantastic. And I think the relationships that I've built in the council have been amazing with you, with the others. It was great.
Yeah, it's a great group of people.
Yeah, you really did. You really picked wisely. It was a beautiful group of people.
So you touched on it, but you're a real estate agent.
I am.
And not just any old real estate agent. I feel like you're so knowledgeable.
Thank you.
You can talk about real estate and investing in a much higher level than most real estate agents out there. So where did you get all of your knowledge? Like, how did this start?
Oh, like you, experience. There are a lot of wonderful real estate agents in the industry. When I started in real estate, I started like super fast because I come from a sales background. So I started like 65 units. And when you do that repeatedly every year and you think about 65 humans, 65 pieces of real estate, 65 transactions over time.
And what is it? Most agents sell like one
or two houses, I think, a year.
And you did 65.
I did.
Wow.
I did. So I started in the beginning with a team to understand New Jersey because my story is that my husband is active duty military and we were living in Houston, Texas, and we had been there for 13 years or so.
Oh, wow.
And I wasn't doing real estate. I was working in the family business in Texas, but in sales. And again, my uncle is an entrepreneur, so I worked for the family. So you have such a deeper understanding of business when you're working with a mentor who's honest and open with you. So when I moved to New Jersey, I had it in my mind to stay in that industry, not to go back to real estate, because initially I'd started in real estate to pay for voice lessons, like really not understanding that the business could really provide a quality of life and that it could be very satisfying in terms of adding value to people's lives, because you kind of need that dimension to feel good about yourself. So you want to know you impact people. So anyway, that is what I believe that experience did for me. It's when you're selling that many houses and trying to pivot and navigate in the middle of COVID, job loss. We have many, many unions in New Jersey. So you begin to understand how the lending process works in terms of when they're checking on employment, when people are laid off temporarily, when businesses shut down, they still need to find a home.
Yeah.
So it was a truly crucial learning period of my life. So you multiply that times however many transactions a person does, like what is it that makes you the incredible strategist you are? You've seen it all. It's the same. I've seen it all. And so when someone calls and says, Melina, my lender just said I'm not approved, I'm like, oh, no, there is a way.
Yeah.
Here are some other programs. So that's I think where I've learned, and a true passion for making sure people understand all of the avenues available to them.
What are some of the avenues?
So if you're using a lender, a mortgage in New Jersey, you've got the doctor's mortgage, which a lot of people don't understand, or I sometimes refer to it as the doctor's note. But basically, if you are coming out of your residency or out of a lower paying job and you've been offered a position at a hospital. So let's say your residency pays $80,000 and the hospital that is hiring you, or the clinic, or depends on the level of what you're doing, is hiring you at $300,000, then you are able with a doctor's mortgage to put 10% down. Your school debt is totally overlooked.
Oh, wow.
And that's huge.
Yeah.
Because that could be like a $200,000 nut that's sitting on your credit. They don't look at it. And they qualify you based on your future income. And they could do it. Some banks will do it for 90 days. So they'll say, okay, you're moving in June, but your position starts in September or in August, whatever 90 days is. We will approve you for that $300,000 income. And now you could get into the $2.5 million house versus the $500,000 house you qualified for. So they're basing it on that. So it's forgiving of the forgiveness of your debt, your school debt, and time, which you need, and a lower percentage down. And there is a handful of quality banks that do that.
Wow.
Then you've got
That's
VA.
just New Jersey?
It's in the whole US, but because it's not a lot of lenders don't use it because they don't make a ton of money on it. They don't know about it. They don't talk about it. They have their pockets of expertise, right? So it's up to us to understand all of the avenues that a person can take. And it's shocking to me that people don't, like HR departments should be saying, hey, listen, this is our lender for this hospital. These are our agents. These are the people that know how to navigate you.
That would be a great referral source.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So I do a ton of doctors. Another program, the VA mortgage is so underused.
Yeah.
You know this. It's 0% down.
Yep.
And
The lowest rates.
The lowest rates. There's one that's a little bit lower, and this is only New Jersey, but there are some states that have these programs available to them, and that's the Police and Firemen mortgage. A lot of lenders don't like them. They'd make very little margins on them, but that rate is even lower than the VA.
Wow.
The difference is the VA, you could go zero, you could do 100% financing, basically. If a house is, if you're bidding on a house, the 600, you are going to just pay the 600.
Yeah.
And there was a time where you could roll your closing costs into there, but we could talk about that at another time. But the Police and Firemen, you can go 10% down, 20% down, and they are underwritten in New Jersey by the PBA, basically the Police and Firemen Network. And those mortgages are extremely low rates. The downside of them is they get sold a lot.
Yeah.
They just continue to sell them. But to get in, I had a client in the middle of COVID. He got in at 1.99%.
I have not heard of a 199.
199 in 2020 or 2021 for a $500,000 house, and he put 20% down. I told him he can never, ever leave that house.
Yeah.
He has to keep it forever. It's free money.
It's literally free.
It's free money.
It's less than inflation, so
Right.
it's free.
So now they're sitting in the fives, kind of right where the VA is sitting, which is, again, it's almost a 1% to 2% spread between the other things. So then there's the FHA mortgage, and that's if your credit is maybe a little bit more sensitive. It's a little bit lower, but you could go in at 3% or 3.5% down, or 5% down, or 10% down. It's just that the FHA, again, understanding appraisals, the appraisals for FHA and VA are very strict. So as a realtor, when you're walking a house, you have to kind of earmark those items and recognize what the seller needs out of you in order to provide the right offer. So there are workarounds for all of that. And then you have the conventional.
Right.
You got fantastic credit. You could go as little as 5% down and as high up as you want. And those are great too, for all kinds of other reasons.
But see, you're a real estate agent, but you're talking all these things about lending.
I know.
So it's so important for your agents to know all these things about lending and lenders and who to use and what programs are available. Otherwise, you're just stuck in the unknown. And usually what people do, and we talked about this yesterday, is they use like Sally Joe's best friend as a lender, and they can either get screwed on their rates because they don't know any different, they don't know any other programs available, or in the 11th hour, they get told, oh, sorry, actually, you don't qualify.
Which is what happened just yesterday. But it's the same thing for taxes, Barbara.
Yeah.
I get calls from so I have an investor group too. I have a lot of people who love to invest the extra money that they have to really play their tax strategies to their fullest. So they're high income earners, or they've got trust funds or what have you, and they want to invest. And
In real estate.
Yeah. In real estate. And they don't even know where to begin and what's available to them. And there's such a win-win in real estate and taxes. It's important we understand all facets. It's not just lending. It's not just investing. It's not just cash. I mean, I've got people moving a lot of cash, people moving mortgages, people moving investment properties, and they're doing it with a specific goal in mind. So I love that you say this, because it all should overlap, and we should have a very keen knowledge, at least enough to direct them to the right people to guide them further. I will never claim I know taxes, but I could get them to this point. And then I'm like, you really need to talk to a strategist. You need to talk to Barbara. You need to talk to your accountant. These are the things you need to ask.
Yeah.
That's a really big thing that I say. What are you asking?
It's crazy how many agents, I speak to a lot of real estate agent groups, and like so many agents don't even know what a cost segregation study is.
Shocking.
And I'm like, how are you selling investment properties to your clients? And like, you're not telling them about this. It's such a disservice.
I will try one even better on you. And how many of them have accountants, and the accountants won't do a cost seg? They won't even try to have that conversation with them. So for me, it's like, it's very much a passion. It's not about helping the poor or the needy. It's about helping the uninformed become informed. And so I don't need to know a lot about everything. It's just knowing where to direct people to the next right person who could give them high quality information and help them save money.
Which is also why you shouldn't use just your best friend as your agent either.
Or your
same for your lender. Yeah, but it's true for agents too, because we all know a real estate agent.
Yes.
Literally every person can tell you an agent that they know, but does that agent know about mortgages? Do they know about investing? Do they know about taxes? Do they know about appraisals? Like, there are so many things that agents should know about that maybe they don't, but there's a lot more to it. I hear it all the time. Like, I don't know why real estate agents get paid what they do. And it's like, because they should be doing a lot, and they should know a lot and inform you about all these things. And I think a lot more people would invest in real estate if they just had more information.
And they have a risk tolerance too, because there's so much opportunity in real estate if you're willing to wait. If you're just willing to see how it fits in the big circle of your financial wellness, that it's just part of like the whole picture. It's not just a single picture. But my favorite thing to say to people is that you have to get yourself, even though I'm a landlord, you're a landlord, you have to get yourself out of the rental cycle.
Yeah.
Because you can never move out of your apartment and earn money, but you can move out of your house. People always go, I'm so afraid, Melina. What if I buy this whatever home, this apartment building, and I change my mind? I don't like where I'm living. Because we do get a lot of people from New York. We get a lot of people from Connecticut, from PA, kind of all flushes into New Jersey. And I go, then sell it. Just sell it. That's it. That's all you do. You don't like it, sell it.
Right. What are a lot of your investor clients doing right now? What are they investing in?
Oh, great question. It depends on how much money they have. So I've got a couple of investors that are very heavy in the commercial space. They like to create syndications. So they like to pool people's money together, buy a commercial space that has an upside to it where they can rent and triple net, etc. And I have some investors that will hold those and others that use them to improve and then sell in 5 years or 10 years. Like each group has their own personality for investing. The average client that I have who wants to invest will start at like a 2-family, a 3-family, a 4-family. That kind of is their comfort level. I have some that like to house hack. They want to live in one and rent the other side. I think that's fantastic, especially for an FHA mortgage for the average person with, 0 children maybe, and they can just do that for a little bit to kind of gain momentum.
Yeah. One of our younger employees just did that.
She did. I think that's, house hacking, I wish someone had the foresight. I had an agent who had the foresight to tell me what piece of paper, lender stuff I signed, and the foresight to say, Melina, let's buy a 2-family, same price as the single family. You can rent one, pay your mortgage in those early fragile years. Oh my God.
I know.
I wish someone had said that to me. So that's like, for me, every time I meet a parent, I say to them, get your children when they're in college, get them a condo, get them a home that's 3 or 4 bedrooms and let them rent out to other college students.
Yeah.
My own husband.
Or better yet, get a quadplex.
Yes.
Because you can get a quadplex right now for 5% down. And as long as one of them is owner occupied. So you put your college kid in one, rent out the other 3, and then they become a landlord. It teaches them responsibility. They're in charge of collecting the rent. They make sure there's no partying. They repair the toilets, gives them, more tasks to do. You can pay them for their job, and it'll pay for their housing in college.
And there you have it. In a nutshell, we can close up shop today.
So every single person with a kid going to college, they need to know this stuff.
100%. And we're also fear ridden.
Yeah.
Because they go, but they're only in college 4 years. It's okay.
Yeah. Then 3 of them are still rented out. All you have to do is find one more.
That's it.
They're going to move out. They're going to buy a new house because now they have a real job outside of college. And then another kiddo moves into the 4th one. And it's probably appreciated in those 4 years. And they've been paying down your mortgage. And you likely could have gotten a tax benefit for renting them out. It's genius. Everyone needs to know this. But I think the risk tolerance really comes down to the knowledge. If they just knew how great it was, it wouldn't feel risky.
Yes, I 100% agree with you. I feel like that you said the key thing right there. It was knowledge. We were talking earlier and I said to you, I feel like my passion and what bothers me the most is people don't have the knowledge and they feel like the knowledge is too far away. And it's not.
No. We can all learn something every day.
Yeah.
It's never too late.
No.
But speaking of knowledge,
Oh boy.
we're hosting an event together
Oh my gosh. Yes. How can I?
so that we can help these people know even more.
Yes. So we are hosting an event together. So I've been following you probably for 2.5 years, maybe 3 years. I had seen someone on a real estate stage say, build your people, build your network, meaning your financial advisor, your tax, your CPA person, your bookkeeper, build those people around you who are all moving in the same direction. And I don't remember how I came across your Instagram and I was like, oh my God. I remember calling my husband and saying to him, I know this is going to be a big investment for us, but I think this could be a game changer in how we think about money, investing, finances, real estate, the business, our business, really keeping in mind that I wanted to start a strong real estate business that was really a business. And
Which you have.
yes. So when I started to, I think I spoke to Matt, actually, your husband, and was so impressed. And you redid a couple of years of taxes. Again, further impressed, began to understand the impact of taxes on our finances and what we could do with that.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my gosh. And then I started to work really, I work with a lot of people, but my investors started to ask me, do you have an accountant? Do you have someone who knows how to work 1031 exchanges, house hacking, flips, hard money? Like, how does this all fit into the picture? And I remember coming to your Minted Wealth Live event. And when I was sitting on the plane on the way, I said to myself, God, wouldn't it be amazing if I could have her Write Off Your Life, Barbara's Write Off Your Life masterclass, but for all of my investor clients, all of my clients, family, friends who really want to take the next step, give them that knowledge. And what if I could do it at no cost? What would it take? And I sat across the table from you and Matt, and I was like, hey, what would it take to get you guys to New Jersey, which is right across the water from New York City? What would it take to get you guys there? I really thought you were going to be like, no, in 2 years. But
I was like, I'm going to be in New York in June, so it's perfect.
The ever generous spirit that she is. So that's why I wanted to, I feel like what you have to offer is empowering. It's the knowledge that people take advantage of other people for not having knowledge in those areas. And they do it in any area. It could be social media, it could be real estate, it could be agents. Anytime you talk to somebody who is unhappy with a service, it's because they didn't understand why they didn't get what they were supposed to get. And no one told them what they could have gotten.
Yeah.
So I am so excited. So it's going to be June 18th. I'm hosting you in Red Bank at the Oyster Point Hotel. It's right on the Navesink.
Oh,
Very, very bougie your style.
so if anyone's in New York, New Jersey, Connecticut,
It's just a ferry trip away. You could take the ferry across the bay, or you could commute in. It's probably like 45 minutes to an hour from the city by car, or you could do an hour and 15 by train, or you could take the ferry, and it's beautiful, 45-minute ride, and it's going to be amazing. We're going to have like a power hour of information and probably something really great to offer people to take home. And I'm excited about that. I'm excited about empowering people with the knowledge so they don't feel paralyzed.
Yeah. I'm excited to meet your community.
Oh my God.
I have a random question for you.
Ask me anything.
You're such an amazing speaker. And it's like your cadence and your tone. And you don't ever say like, or which I do a lot. So give the people some speaking tips, please.
Oh my goodness.
Is this because of opera?
No. So when I was in high school, I think the singing voice is definitely a part of it. So I've been singing since I was 6. My mom has a beautiful voice. My grandmother had a beautiful voice. And when I was around 6 years old, it's my first memory, my mom making me stand in front of church and sing. And I really was on that track to be an opera singer. I'd met Leona Roberts. She's since passed away in California where I lived. I lived in Orange County. And met her, and she started to instill the passion of classical music and opera in me. And I went to Cal State Fullerton, californiastate.com Fullerton, and continued my voice journey and finished in opera and performance. But in high school, and I was still singing in high school, at around the 9th grade, we had moved from Houston, Texas to Torrance, California. Which, if any of you know Torrance, at the time there were shootings at West High.
Not very safe.
Not a very safe area. Probably still not very safe. But it was like Redondo Beach, Torrance, and the theater program there was thriving. And there was a theater teacher I had auditioned, and he was like, I love your voice, just your speaking voice. And he put me in some like The Fairy in Midsummer Night's Dream or something. And when I got to La Mirada High School, which is where I really went for the last 4 years or last 3.5 years, there was a speech and debate coach named Mr. Gewurtzman, who's still alive, well, kicking, political, and all the things in between. And he saw me in a play. I was if you ever saw the play Our Town, they cast me in the lead as a freshman. So I was the stage manager, which is the person who speaks the entire play.
Wow.
And if you know me, you know I cannot remember words at all.
Really?
Ever. I don't even know how they come out. So I make up a lot of words and I discombobulate words. It's probably part of having parents that were not, my parents are Egyptian. So any of those colloquialisms that people say, I say backwards all the time. My family always is laughing at me about that. But it was that. And just learning to speak for an audience using your breath, really taking a breath every time you're getting ready to speak and finishing that breath till it's totally gone. Sing song your speeches. So I won states in oratory, I think my junior year. I was always winning, but like my junior year, I think I won states, not second place, but first. And then my senior year, I won in dramatic interp and oratory again, or thematic interp, something like that.
Wow.
And it's just a way of using eye contact, your inflections, your hands, and your posture to just lean in to your voice, but sing-songy everything. Sing-songy everything. We'll work on it.
Okay.
But your voice is beautiful. I think what happens is people get nervous or tired.
Yeah.
And we get off of our voice and we start to say, and when you're tired, you get more tired. So what we all forget about speech and singing is it's a physical exercise.
Yeah, it really is.
You're a doll. For even asking me. I bet the whole podcast, all you're going to see is hair right here.
No.
Only hair, no face.
That's why we have a camera facing this way. Well, we're going to have a lot of people at that event. Where can they find you to find the tickets? And
I love it.
All the things.
So it's at Melina Bradley Real Estate. We're setting up the links right now, probably by next week. I would say by mid-March, all of that will be live and you can sign up. It costs absolutely nothing. And if you don't come, you're probably losing several $1,000s by not showing up. And it's added value. It's to show people what is available to them.
Amen to that.
Right?
Well, thank you for being on the show.
You are wonderful. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Life Changing Money. Don't forget to subscribe, and I would love if you left a review and shared it with your friends. See you next time.